Minister and Dr. Henry, you might have read today that a group of Canadian border city mayors are calling on the federal government to keep the Canadian-U.S. border closed to non-essential travel until at least next year. In the piece, we theorize that the Trump administration will probably lobby quite strenuously to reopen the border before the November election to create this sense of normalcy. I am wondering, what is your position on the border? How strenuously will you perhaps lobby Ottawa to keep that border closed for the time being, for as long as numbers, for example, in Washington State are as high as they are? Thank you.
Yeah, so obviously it is a federal issue to discuss those. We do have discussions about the things, and what we have, we early on advocated for closing the border, recognizing the risk that we were running, not just with people coming from Washington State, but because we are very interconnected, and many people in BC go back and forth and have family back and forth with Washington State, and that became a challenge for us. We've also advocated to allow family visits across the border, and we've had that implemented. I think we need to consider how we can safely move forward with additional family members. For example, right now it's quite restrictive to dependent children and relatives, and there are also many children who have adult children who have elderly relatives who need to come back and care for them or visit with them. So we need to look at how we can do that safely, how we can have some exceptions for critical functions, for some business functions, and where we have very closely monitored, so where the Quarantine Act would still apply, but there would be allowance for people to visit a dying relative or for a business function to take place if needed. And there's a number of examples that we're looking at that. But we still very much believe that visiting for recreational reasons are very risky right now, and we would advocate to keep the border closed to those.